You are now listening to Out of the Blank.
Welcome to another episode of Out of the Blank podcast. I'm here with Justin Waters.
Hey, how's it going?
Justin, I want to ask you, how's your day going?
Pretty good, Robbie. How's yours been?
It's going all right, man. Why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Well, I am 31 years old and I'm in insurance. I've been doing insurance for about 6 years now as my primary job, and just recently started diving a little bit more deep and getting serious into this hot sauce making business that I started up in January this year.
Now, you have two conflicting things here. Are you selling life insurance?
No. At first I did retail. I worked at an insurance agency. I worked at two different ones and did just personal lines. So just home, auto, boat, motorcycle, renters.
Okay, that's good then. That's good because I was like, if you're selling life insurance and then you're making some extremely hot sauce, that's like two conflicting things. Like you're
Yeah,
literally
that'd be a conflict of interest there.
that'd be good profit though. You're selling people insurance to cover them for
Yeah,
like heartburn and stuff because
uh,
the sauce you're making is putting them in the hospital.
yeah, could kill them.
So with the sauce making, like, is this a passion project that you wanted to do? Like, how did you decide to go from insurance to hot sauce?
It is. It's more of a hobby, and I enjoy it than making income or you know trying to be profitable in it. Really, I started in November. I made a few personal bottles just for myself, and then kind of nerded out and made some labels at home and slapped them on it, and then posted a picture of it on Instagram and Facebook. And people were saying, I want a bottle of that. So I said, okay. So I made a case, and then it kind of just whirlwind from there. And I originally did it just to make some extra Christmas money for the kiddo, just get some extra presents and everything. And one after another, people just started ordering left and right. So I got a little bit more serious with it and made four other kinds. And now it's in two restaurants, and it's just been a mere 60 days. So it's spiraling quicker than I intended to.
Now, what are the sauce flavors here? I'm curious.
The original that we started out with that everybody was jumping on was roasted and ghosted. So it's fire roasted ghost pepper with turmeric and garlic and onion, carrot.
So not for the easily, I guess, flamed up, I would say.
Yeah, when I say ghost pepper, that usually scares people and they think it's going to be super hot. It's not overbearing. I put about a 3.5 out of a 5 scale on it.
Well, I mean, shit,
Um,
you name any type of ingredient that's usually like a pepper wise or something. They have a really, really kind of scary name to it, like fucking scorpion pepper. And then like every hot sauce goes on the same thing too, like Diablo's fire nuts. And you're like, Jesus, like,
yeah,
can I get one that's doesn't sound like it's gonna give me an ulcer?
yeah. Speaking of death nuts, we just did that. I don't know if you've seen that challenge. They're Death Nuts 2.0.
What are they coated with? Because everybody's been talking about them, and I'm apparently getting some sent to me. But there's a thing called devil's dust. Do you know what that is?
I don't. It sounds like a super hot powder, but
It is, and I put a spoonful of it in my mouth without trying it before, and I sent it to my friend, and he's like, "Dude," he goes, "I would not recommend that." He goes, "Even a pinky like is too much for me." And I'm like, "I just did a
yeah.
spoonful, but I didn't know it. It's like going in blind, so you're like, "Oh, I can." It's just a spice, and I did it, and next thing I know, like my mouth was on fire all day. I swear to God, my wisdom teeth moved out of place.
Oh my God. Well, it's like Johnny Scoville says, if it's worth doing, it's worth overdoing. So you did good.
Well, I mean, I like hot stuff, but it's like I love the combinations of stuff too. Like I'm really good at like tossing out random ideas and stuff, mostly because like I know what tastes well. Like I really like the burning ones. I like the ones that are gonna make you feel like, afterwards you're gonna have to lie down for a little bit, because
Yeah.
I think it puts you in a vulnerable state. I like that. I like it because you could literally ask me any question when I'm dying from some type of sauce, and I would give you the keys to my car. I'd give you my firstborn child if you asked for it.
It's kind of like being inebriated. When those endorphins kick in, you make some decisions you wouldn't do.
I'm telling you, man, if literally instead of using lie detector tests, like with the electrical system, you could just easily
Eat
do it.
this Reaper.
Yeah, eat this Carolina Reaper, and I'm about to ask you some really good questions in front of your parents, and these questions are going to make you feel uncomfortable.
That's a good idea.
Look at that. I'm already changing the legal system. What else can we do? Can we just give inmates fire peppers on death row? And then if they're able to take that or death row or just like the whatever, what will they choose? Maybe they'll change their life around when their freaking assholes burning. I have no clue.
It could be. You might be onto something.
So what other types do you have besides the original? And how did you decide to branch off from the original? I know people I know some people that create like one sauce and then they're like, I'm fine with this.
Yeah, and I thought of that for a minute because I didn't want to have to, dive into making 4 or 5 different kinds and it taking up that much of my time. Because that's the thing is this takes up so much time, and I don't want to take it away from my family, and then I got my primary job that I got to focus on. So, but I mainly was thinking ghost pepper. That's going to scare a lot of people, even if they haven't tried it. Just the name's going to sound hot, so they're going to want something more mild. So I thought I need to have a second kind that's at least not as hot. So then I had an idea, and I still used ghost peppers in it, but only half the amount that's in the original. But I made it a strawberry based, so it's really sweet up front. It's called Sweet and Heat. It goes good on like fish tacos. I, I ate it on just a gala red apple, like a weirdo.
Hey
a
man,
lot of people
you
like
like
that,
what
but
you
it's still
like.
pretty
Wait,
good. I put it on salads for dressing.
if you're talking about putting it on an apple, I have to ask you a question. Do you put ketchup on your eggs?
No,
All right, good man, good man.
hot,
Okay,
just hot sauce.
that works. All right, all right. Continue on with your combinations here.
Oh, and then after that, I decided I want to make one also really hot because the people that did like the original one said, it was good, but can you make one that's like a butt burner, like one that'll make me regret eating it? And I was like, okay. So we made sweat and regret because when you eat it, after a few minutes, you'll start sweating. And just in one case is a 50 super hots. It's a blend of 8 different peppers. It's on my website. If you just go to www.h2osauce.com, you'll
Shameless
see when
plug.
you,
Shameless plug.
yeah, go in there and you like that, didn't you? Go in there and clicking on hover over the sweat and regret. It'll tell you the ingredients in it, and yeah, you'll see what's in. It'll make you
Well,
regret eating it.
I've always hear people always talk about like the bathroom experience after eating something extremely hot. I never really had a super bad experience. Like I had the last dab I ordered and I dumped it all over. Like I killed the whole bottle in 2 days. It was painful on the way out, but I think the hottest experience, which I've talked about before, is I ate a raw ghost pepper, like the stuff you cook with.
Mhm.
And I didn't know that there's a difference between that and like one that like the small like kind of ones, I guess you would say. I had like a straight up dry roasted one, I would say, and I should have
Oh,
just
like a dehydrated one.
I've never had them before, so I just took the whole thing and ate the whole thing. And then I literally felt it move down from my mouth to my esophagus into my every single part of the digestive tract. So all the way until it got to my butthole. And I felt it burn. Dude, I drove home at 1 o'clock in the morning with it just sitting in my lower part of my intestine. I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to
It's the
sleep tonight.
worst.
Dude,
It's
it's like
the worst.
I thought I swallowed a lump of coal that someone had lit on fire. I was like, I don't know what to do right now. I can literally feel it just going down my intestine. I've never had that happen before except Taco Bell. And then that
Yeah.
was it.
Well, and Robbie, what's funny is you've done it once. You've probably done it 2 or 3 times, and you continue to do it again. I don't know why I
Because
can't
I'm an
learn from my
idiot. That's
mistakes.
why.
Yeah, it's like addicting. I do it to myself. Yeah, just yesterday I did a wing challenge at a place called Mother Cluckers in Colleyville, Texas, and it was 6 of their hottest wings in 6 minutes, and then with a 6-minute burn period after. No napkins, no water, no nothing. You just have to sit there.
Oh, dude,
And
I
I
gotta
was like,
talk to you about that, dude. I've food challenges. I've looked so hard for these things, and there's none in my area. And if there is one, it's like the place closed down like 5 years ago, and nobody's doing it anymore. I'm like, damn it.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, you'll run into those, look them up, you get all excited, you call, and then it's all of a sudden like a truck lifting company. You're like, damn it.
What do you mean you guys sell forklifts? I thought this was a restaurant. That was that 10
Right.
years ago. It's like, oh, I must have missed the mark.
Yeah. But yeah, we got a lot over here in DFW. We have lately I've done, we got Pluckers Wing Bar, did theirs. That's 25 of their hottest wings. Buffalo Wild Wings, that's 12 of their blazing wings. Did Mother Cluckers, did Duff's Famous Wings, that's 10 of their death wings.
Well, what's your worst experience with just a sauce or something spicy in general?
I just ate the toe of Satan sucker like 4 days ago. I got that on YouTube. I got all these on YouTube. I just don't have any followers because I never promoted or anything like that. I just do it for myself. But if anybody's interested, they can check them out. But definitely the toe of Satan, because it's a 9 million Scoville sucker that you have to keep in your mouth for 5 freaking minutes, and you can't spit or anything. You have to swallow all that. When you take it out, there's another like 5-minute burn period. And holy shit, all of a sudden your throat, I don't even think there's a burn period actually, but your throat just turns into this, your spit's like lava.
It's like, how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop?
It was Satan's toe for sure.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's how it would taste.
I'm going to start a hot sauce company and just name them all really, really nice names. Like,
Yeah, friendly giant.
yeah, or like, Honey Smacks. Like, it's inviting. It's a good name. It's like, I want something that's going to be like, oh, this is for children. Then a kid puts it on his food and the kid's freaking in the hospital with a stomach ulcer. I'm like, hey, did you read the back? If you read the back, it has a wonderful story that it's made with unicorn blood in the fire pits of hell, and it's
Yeah.
frosted out of Satan's pitchfork. It's like, oh, I did not notice because there was a unicorn on the bottle.
Yep. The Lucky Charms were actually super hot pods. They didn't read that carefully.
Now, what exactly, when we say like even making the sauce, like how do you come up with the ideas? You just base it on the ingredients that you put into it? You just go through all the flavor combinations? I've heard people research different types of peppers, or maybe they even go to their local market and just find what's accessible to them.
I do that. I order them online through a Chattanooga Pepper Company. They have a lot of great peppers. I grow my own. Past 2 years, that's what I've done when I've made sauces at home, but never marketed it and sold it or anything. Is just use my own peppers. But we just moved this past year, and I didn't want to start up a garden and then have to lose it halfway through the summer and have to move it. So I got my plants started up again for this year, and so I'll have all my own, a lot of my own ingredients. I don't have to go to like these grocery stores and farmers market to get. But to make it, I do a lot of research online. I look at other recipes on other bottles to see what they use and blend. I still buy tons of hot sauce. I almost collect it. Like I have 2 sections of my fridge that are just dedicated for sauce. I think at one point I had over 30 bottles in there, and the wife was like, "Okay, this has to stop."
Yeah, it got weird. Like people started getting really interested in the hot sauce. Like it was like during the holiday season for Christmas, you could literally go out and buy like a pack of like 12 hot sauces in one pack or something. It's like, what do you mean Gordon Ramsay's hot sauce? But I mean, they weren't bad. I still got some of those left. But like, I'm getting like some hot sauce sent to me. I'm getting like, my buddy orders all the Heatonist. I think that's what it's called. The
Oh,
website.
heatness. Yeah.
He orders all their sauces that they use for hot ones every single season and stuff, and he's sending me bottles. I mean, I've tasted the flavor combinations from like cheese, and I remember back in the day before that show was even popular, I was like sriracha. That was it, sriracha for me. And then I started seeing the whole world of hot sauce and how crazy combinations people go.
Yeah, and the flavors are getting nuts. There's blueberry out there. There's just I even made one of mine's a dill pickle one that's kind of different. It's starting to get pretty strange with the flavor combos. You said speaking of hot ones, that's actually one of the other motivators that got me to do this too, is because I wasn't introduced to the show till about maybe June of last year, and then I just got binge watching it and started loving it.
Late to the game, player. Dude, I was watching from the very beginning when they had Bobby Lee on there and he shit his pants when he hit the last wing.
That was a great episode.
I'm telling you, man, like if you literally gave people the choice to eat a wing and answer some questions, it would be way better than a lie detector test. Like you would get the honest truth out of all of them. You get to see Gordon Ramsay take a shot of Pepto-Bismol. Can't be any better than that.
It's true.
Now,
and whip up some nice eggs.
Exactly. Now, when it comes to bringing down the heat, what have you figured out that works for you? I find that coffee, like a nice hot coffee, if you take something hot and just do that, it like takes all that heat out of your mouth.
Oh God, I don't know. That's dangerous for me. I wouldn't try that.
I also did devil's dust in a shot of vinegar, so that was not very nice to my stomach. I thought I was going to die.
Yeah, I was going like the milk route for a long time, thinking that was key, and now I've stopped that. I think it just makes it way worse. Literally, just ice water is my favorite, or ice cream. I can do some of that, but
I mean, even with those moments, like when I ate that raw ghost pepper, my buddy immediately goes to the kitchen because he did the same thing as me. We didn't know. I mean, like you said before, we do it again. We do it again and again. It's literally like, hey, dare me to eat this hot sauce or dare me to eat this. And it's like, no, you can, I'm good, man. I don't feel like daring. He's like, just do it. Just do it. Just do it. You want them to do it because you want to see.
It's kind of like a piston contest, but
it's
we
like
still do it every, I don't know why.
pull out the measuring tape. That's the whole thing.
Yep.
You want to
Yep.
show that you got some like strength or some courage to take on something spicy too. I think that's because of the way we relate hot sauce with like demonology a little bit. The whole Satan aspect. You want to be badass with that. It's like the whole reason why I think metal bands are popular. Just kidding, any
True.
metal fans out there, but it is kind of true. You don't wear all those chain wallets for nothing. But
Right.
when it comes to like milk, it brings it down, but I feel like it just is temporary. It's for like a quick second and then it comes back again. It's like I'd rather sit through and ride through the pain than
Yeah,
just
you
make
ride the
me
wave again if you cool it off and then just let it come back.
hey,
It's
fucking
terrible.
slaps you again. It's like pistol whipping a blind kid. You don't do
Mhm.
that.
But what I've also noticed too, and for me, and I think what you mentioned is drinking, being able to do the whole bottle of the last dab in 2 days there's no extract in it. It's all natural, and that's what all mine are, is all natural. I don't have any preservatives, no extract. Extract is what gives me those gut cramps, and that's what was in the wing challenge that I did yesterday. Those were made with 5 million Scoville extract, and I took them down fine, did the challenge okay, but later that night the cramps set in, and holy shit, I thought I was like in labor.
That's the worst part for me, I think, is the stomach cramps that you get. Like your body literally just starts shutting down. Like I can handle the mouth on fire thing. Like I was
Yeah,
never a fan of that one gum, Fire Red or whatever it is, the Fire Hot cinnamon gum.
yeah.
That kind of sucks. But when it comes to like your intestines, when that starts getting that cramp, it feels like someone's taking their fist and just taking your intestine and squeezing and then turning. That is the worst feeling in the world. You start cramping up, you get your knees to your damn chin. You're basically on the ground, like in the fetal position, like somebody, for the love
I
of
just wanted it
God.
out of me. I was trying to have some bowel movements. Those weren't happening. I was like, do I just throw up? I was pouring down sweat. And this is about 5, 6 hours after the challenge. I was like, what is going on?
Well, I ate a lot of salads and like clean foods like tuna and stuff. And I remember my buddy, he sent me the last dab and I was like, all right, man, I'm going to eat it on my salad. And I had a spoonful of it. And my buddy's like, like looking at me, waiting for me to react. And I'm like,
Mm,
it's not hot. It's not nothing like it's nothing I can't handle. And then so I was dumping it all over my salads, dude. When I finished that bottle in like a day and a half, I think I got back from the gym from like a hardcore cardio run, and I'm pretty sure like just the cardio and the stress on my intestines from that, like bouncing around and stuff, it's called runner's stomach. People get diarrhea from it. And
mm,
with the combination of that hot sauce was way too much. My stomach was like, fuck you. I was
yeah.
literally on my bed, like stomach, like, stomach on the bed with like my like top half kind of hanging off the bed and my legs kind of on the bed still. And I'm sitting
Yeah.
there like with my arms crossed, like with kind of like my fists under my chin. And I'm like breathing real deep and heavy. I'm like, I think I'm about to die. Like this is
Yeah.
it. And then I go into the bathroom and dude, let me tell you something. People talk about like I hate having to take a shit. It's like no, those are the best experiences, especially when you take off all of your clothes and you clench the towel in front of you and you just pray to God that like you can get through it. Those are
Oh,
the
yeah.
best moments. Like after those, like I come out like a brand new baby into the world. I'm like, I'm
You
so
do. You're
fresh.
reborn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's too funny.
Look, I've talked about so many of my experiences. You got to give me a good hot sauce story or experience here, whether it's a good one or if it's an extremely bad, painful one.
I'm sure everybody's had their share of it. I don't know if they admit it or not, but one of the funny ones that sticks out, I'm sure she's going to kill me for saying it if she listens to this, is don't cut up jalapenos and then try and have a nice date night with your fiance and forget to wash up because you both pay for it. So
Okay, I get what you're saying there.
yeah, she was. We were in the middle, and all of a sudden she just has to stop and look at me. She's like, "Okay, what's going on? Why does this burn?" And I was like, "What? Oh shit!" And I
Start
just
thinking
dawned
you
on me. I
got
was like, "Yeah,
UTI or something, and then you
yeah." I
realize you
was like,
got
"What did I
peppers.
do?" Yep.
Ah,
So, well, she still married me. That
that's
was
good
eight
though.
8 years ago. She's
See,
been with this pepper belly for 12. So,
I wouldn't have married you after that. It's like when I was a
mm-mm.
kid and no one tells you, like, once you get poison ivy, don't scratch or touch anything because you're gonna end up spreading it.
Oh,
So,
I did it everywhere.
yeah, later I'm rubbing calamine lotion all over my body, and it doesn't feel good in the groin area. I can tell you that. It's so uncomfortable.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Been there,
Well,
done that.
when it comes to the fact is like with the food challenges too, like with hot sauce becoming so popular, like you even deciding to like get interested in itself, like it's becoming pretty common in today's society now. People are doing a lot more challenges. I mean, back in the day, it was what cinnamon challenge was like the main one, and then now
Yeah.
you're seeing
Tide
people
Pod.
Yeah. Oh God, dude. Don't even. That's like I can't even do laundry anymore because every time I go into Walmart, they got them locked up. I'm like, really? Like, who the
It
fuck's
just
eating
looks
Tide Pods?
they just look so good, don't they? You just want to eat them all.
Oh yeah, there's hints of blue Tide, and then there's the green part that looks like sea foam. It's like I wonder what these combinations taste
Dude,
like.
people, they just freaking kill me. I can't believe that was even a thing. I didn't want to be alive to hear that.
It's the same thing, like though. What you're eating what death nut challenges and stuff. And my one buddy put like I don't even know. Shout out to Harmon Heat. He put like a bunch of ghost or death. Well, I forgot what it is. The dragon's breath peppers, all
Oh
in a
yeah.
bottle of whiskey, and then he let it sit for like a week, and then he drank it. And he said it was the most pain he's ever experienced in your life. But it's the same thing. Like AFV was the big thing back in the day. You loved watching people get hit in the nuts. You loved watching
Oh
people
yeah.
get hurt.
Still do.
Now it's like we like seeing people in pain doing hot sauce challenges.
Yep. That's all I really do. If you look at my feed on my Instagram, that's all I follow. It's just people eating, doing stupid, spicy stuff. I mean, I love it. I don't know why. It's addicting to watch. It's funny to me, but
Well, I was dealing with so much, like just recently, like all the stomach issues I've been kind of dealing with like for a month, and I kept asking my doctor like, what it could be. He's like, I don't know, man. You could have IBS, you could have stomach, the gastrointestinal disease. I'm like, what should I stay away from? He's like, man. He goes, you eat pretty clean. I suggest staying away from like the raw cabbage and stuff. Stay away from like, anything that's really kind of heavy processed grains. He goes, and definitely no spicy foods. I stopped him. I was like, all right, all right. I
yeah,
could
hold on
do
now.
most of the other shit, but I dump cayenne pepper like it's nobody's business. I probably go through a nice bottle of it in like a day and a half. He's like, doesn't that hurt? I'm like, not really, because, everything inside of me, I'm just trying to kill.
That's what it does. I think that's what I swear this is either going to kill me, how much I'm doing, or it's going to make me live to be 100.
Well, dude, I mean, even when you're talking about like just the aspect of like just watching people in pain, like man versus food, that's why food challenges were so popular. Like people love seeing somebody take on something that a lot of people can't do. That's the same thing with peppers. They love seeing people eat them. They love seeing the tolerance of people that eat them.
Oh yeah.
It's really enjoying to watch. I mean, especially you're creating a sauce too. Like how much do you just want to send it to someone just to really let them experience the taste and see if you can make them tear up?
I actually already did that, but unfortunately, I sent it to Mike Jack. He lives up in uh, London, Ontario, Canada, and he's the Guinness Book of World Record holder for most ghost peppers eaten in 1 minute, and also holds the record for fastest time to eat 3 ghost peppers.
You don't
So I
want to do
sent
it
him
slow. Good God.
yeah, but I think he got those records back a few years ago and still holds them. And he's going for a new record actually this Saturday at Hot Sauce Expo on the 29th. But I sent him a couple bottles, and unfortunately, I'm still in the learning process of how to package this properly. And
It
UPS
broke.
just said it'd be pretty brutal. Yeah, and they look like they beat the shit out of it. But
Yeah, I've gotten a few things sent, and I've seen it. Every single thing, it's like trying to open up a fucking like letter to like the president or something. I'm like, this bitch is triple wrapped, and then it's freaking tied twice. Then it's in 4 metal cages with the safe key that I have to go to like India or something to go grab, and then
yeah,
open that up.
still shattered.
And then when I open it up inside, it's wrapped in nothing but like 80 things of bubble wrap where I'm sitting there like, God, where's the sauce? Like, it's a big package. Like, it's like getting a giant box that says Fragile on it. And the next thing you know, you open it up and it's nothing but like foam and shit inside of it. You're like, where's the hot sauce? It's just a very tiny
Yep.
bottle the size of your pinky on the ground. It's like, damn.
Yeah, that's where cost gets about the shipping and all that. But I've got a new system worked out. So instead of just in these padded flat rate envelopes, they're going to be in boxes inside padded flat rate envelopes. So the chance of them breaking
Now,
pretty small now.
what do you prefer a hot sauce to go on? Like a typical food?
I can't eat eggs without hot sauce. So that's one of my go-tos is breakfast food with hot sauce. But it's really hard to eat pizza without it.
I've never done the
Obviously,
pizza one.
pizza. God, I used to do ranch. That
Oh,
was all
you
I would eat.
son of a bitch. You were the kid I sat next to at the lunch table that was doing that. And I was like, oh, God.
Oh yeah, dude. I used to put ranch in my spaghetti. I had like this weird ranch thing when I was younger. You can ask my parents. I don't know how many bottles I had to go through. It's like I was drinking it.
I was like
But I
that
grew
with
out of
honey
that.
mustard. And then I got really, really sick one time when I was like, got really incredibly stoned. And let me tell you something, when they talk about cleaning your system out, I'd never thrown up so hard in my entire life. It was disgusting. I'll never eat Ken's steak honey mustard sauce ever again.
Yeah, that's because once you throw up something like that, sometimes you ban it for life.
Well, it's the same thing. I drink a bottle of Fireball in one sitting. I didn't realize sipping it, is not a good way to go when it comes to alcohol because it hits you kind of all at once, like later when you get down to the bottom.
Mhm.
And for the next like 2 days at the gym, I was sweating nothing but cinnamon. So now if somebody has cinnamon near me, I will immediately start getting sick to my stomach.
Isn't that funny now that we like that blew up so big that anybody relates the smell of cinnamon? They're like, that smells like Fireball. It's like, damn, we got alcohol problems in the U.S.
It's
Like,
like
we,
it's like
they
no,
used to be
that's
cinnamon.
grandma's like, no, that's cinnamon. You're like, oh no, that's Fireball, grandma. What
That's
are you cooking?
Fireball. Yeah.
What are you cooking with Fireball, grandma? You turn it up. She's like, what are you fuck are you talking about?
Who's got Rumple Mints? I'm eating a peppermint.
It
But
smells like peppermint schnapps. It's like, wait a
yeah.
minute, that's toothpaste, you dumb bastard. Well, I mean, even with you've explained two of your flavors so far. What about the other two?
We got the one that so we got Sweat and Regret, that's the super hot, the Sweet and Heat, which is the strawberry, and then the original was the Roasted and Ghosted, and then the other two is the biggest dill. So I wanted to make a dill pickle one because I've only seen a few out there on the market, probably maybe 4, maybe 5 different kinds. So I thought I had a good chance of making that pretty popular, and it's been a big hit. It's literally just taking some of the juice from. I probably shouldn't tell this; it's my secret, but the juice from famous Dave's super hot pickles. I just strain that and filter out all the stuff in there and use that for the brine for the dill pickle flavor. But it's just
Smart
made with
idea.
jalapenos and serranos, and then has some fresh pickles in it as well. So it's got it's not an upfront heavy like overbearing pickle like you're eating relish, but it's got a nice subtle heat with that dill flavor. It'd go good on like a hamburger or even like on hot dogs.
Yeah, see, that's what I wanted. That's what I asked kind of earlier before we got off on the ranch thing. That kind of freaked me out a little bit, threw me off guard.
Yeah.
But what food? Like, how did we decide that like it's good? What hot sauce is good on things like barbecue? It's good on a lot of red meats, and it's extremely good. Like we've made it a national thing where it's fucking wings. You want to dump it all over your wings. Like going to Hooters and getting like a bottomless thing of wings. You can get like I don't even know. It's like Wing Wednesday. But I mean, oh,
Yeah.
dude, General So's with a little bit of that extra hot sauce. I have no clue what they're like. What hot sauce you want? I'm like, what do you got? They're like, any. I'm like, can I get a hot sauce? And then they put one on the table, literally says hot sauce. I was like, fuck, they are literal when they mean hot
Yeah.
sauce.
That's what you get. Ask and receive. Yeah, that's also the big community too, is like the Indian food. Almost everything that they eat is spicy. And also in like the Thai community. If you go to some Thai restaurants and some Vietnamese places and ask to make it as hot as they can, don't do that. I
Curry
made
powder,
a
man.
big holy shit, this lady, I thought she was trying to kill me. She left 2 pitchers of water on the table. She was just like sick of coming back and giving me refills. She was like, take them.
Look, I podcasted on my 4th episode with a woman named Drew Patty Singh. She's a woman I worked with, but her family's from Guyana. And she's like, I got this sauce on the episode of the podcast. I was like, all right. And she's like, I got this sauce that my parents or my dad makes in Guyana. He basically dry roasts these ghost peppers and farms them, out in the sun all day. And then like his own combination of peppers in this sauce. I want you to try and see if you can handle it. I was like, all right. I did a spoonful of it. Then I was just like eating the thing out of the jar like it was so good. And she's like, you must have some like a Central American in you. I was like, I don't know. This is good though. Like, holy
Yeah.
crap. Like
I know you were trying to kill me, but I like it.
I think like with hot sauce, like it goes great with chili. I mean, any really type, like you telling me you get a
Oh, yeah.
nice
5-alarm chili.
oh dude, you get a nice meaty chili and then you take a little bit of like Doritos or something, crush it up, put it in that chili, and you take a bunch of hot sauce and dump it in there, and then you sit down and watch a football game. I mean, that's what life's about.
Heck yes.
People literally talk about these moments like, oh, when I get to heaven, I'm gonna have this. I'm like, okay, you know what? I think
I'm gonna
what
have some
heaven
comfort
is,
food, some
yeah,
hot sauce.
what heaven is sitting down, enjoying a nice thing of chili while watching a football game with someone that you enjoy spending time with, and then really consuming a beautiful roasted chili, bro.
Yeah. And if you're, a little weakling, you can have no hot sauce, but
I
they don't
mean,
need to sit next to me then.
what's the fun with that? If you get a stomach ulcer, it's heaven. You just get another one.
Yep.
Exactly. Look, I'm already coming out with new ideas. Now, when I want to shoot a flavor by you, I want to see if this like sounds good to you. Like, what do you typically use pepper wise?
Like as in spices or pepper, like fresh peppers.
Like, what do you use in your ingredients wise? Like, which pepper do you usually like? One you prioritize that you enjoy working with more than the others?
My favorite pods, taste wise, are habaneros. But lately, just people want to see more of the heat into the million plus Scoville range. So I have taken to ghost peppers more. That's usually my go to because you don't have to use a whole lot of them if you still get the flavor of it, and then you don't have the overkill sauce, but you can also make it a damn burner.
I'm thinking like with a habanero, like if you incorporated like just these kind of ingredients, but like obviously other ones to make the sauce, like onion, whatever you usually use to kind of make it into the actual like thickness of the sauce, but like a sriracha base kind of like making it that thick and
Yeah,
using things like coconut and mango into one of these sauces, but not too much to where it's overpowered, and then giving it like a kick of something. Like maybe if you used a little bit of like, I don't know, like a hint of like cumin or something to give it that weird kind of like spice or some type of tang flavor to it.
that's kind of actually what our fifth one is. It's mild and wild, and it's habanero based for the peppers. It's got two super hots in it, but just for one whole case, so it's not overbearing. It just gives a little bit of that fruitiness from those reapers and the seven pot. But that one is a mango ginger habanero,
Where's the
and
coconut?
that's what I whenever you say things like that, those are the ones I want to do. I want to do like I've only seen like two banana, like not banana peppers, but
That's
like
what I'm
amongst
saying. Banana,
yeah,
dude. Banana, and if you mix it with like strawberries, dude, like, are you
yep,
fucking kidding me? Let's get a sauce that's got some flavor to it, to where every sauce flavor is like basic, though. It's like, here's a cherry sauce. I like it, but it's like, at one point it does taste like cherry medicine, and I don't like that because I never liked that medicine. But like,
yeah, this Nyquil.
can I get one that's like a fucking margarita or a pina colada where I'm like feel like I'm in the jungle fighting a monkey with a thing of bananas and all I have is this hot sauce as my weapon, so I'm gonna aim for the
Yeah,
eyes? Like I would love that. Like I'm talking about me and you shoot out an idea of trying to create a tropical hot sauce. Let's say banana for sure. I haven't seen too many people use banana in that. It's probably pretty hard to work with just because it's a bland kind of flavor. Like
yeah.
the flavor hits you so immediately, but I think we should capitalize on that. Like chop it up into like a kind of like a paste and include it, like swirl it up into the actual hot sauce paste.
Maybe
And
use bananas and plantains.
oh, dude, if you actually you can only use one plantain, if you can use more bananas because plantains, if you ever had one, they
It's
taste
been a
nothing.
while.
They
Oh
taste
yeah, it's
nothing.
nothing like. Oh yeah, oh as in flavor. Yeah, they don't have a whole lot to them. That's true.
Those
It's kind of like a
carb
banana. Yeah.
those carbohydrates in those motherfuckers. I had
Yep.
no idea. I was like 44 carbohydrates in a freaking banana. Good God, people on Weight Watchers, you're getting a lot of points here. But if you use banana with like a mix of plantains, then you maybe added a spice. Why don't you add what is a good spice that could add a little bit of a desserty flavor to it? I feel like if you've heard of chocolate hot sauce. What about trying to
Oh
create
yeah.
a hot sauce that has like a ice cream type ideal to it? Like if you use banana, then you use a little, maybe a couple bits of cherry, but then maybe you add like a hint of like coconut to it, dude. So it like really
It's almost like
draws
the
that.
whole Sunday put into one
Yeah.
bottle.
Oh, I like it. Call it the devil's. I don't want to say devil's balls because there's probably one out there, but I mean you can call it a nice one too, like tropical trailblaze or something. I have no clue.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, but I definitely want to experiment more. I don't want to have just these five. I want to branch out and have at least 10 before the end of the year. So
What do
I'm
you
open
think?
to any ideas.
What do you think is a well? That's an idea. If you create that, I'll freaking I'll buy 80,000 bottles of it because I don't think anybody has ever used banana really, at least done it
There's
well.
also I've only seen one. I don't know really how to do it besides making it like the Asian kind, that you put with like uh shoot, what is it? It's like the Thai food, but the Thai peanut sauce. But they have a
Oh
peanut
yeah,
butter
yeah.
hot sauce. I thought that'd be pretty interesting. I haven't grabbed me a bottle of that.
You should learn how to infuse a fortune cookie with a really, really extremely hot spice.
Ooh, I could do that with the powder. That'd be cool.
You could literally like soak it in that and roll it around in it and then just make it and sell it. So like you can make a game out of it. You can have a couple bland ones, but imagine a spicy fortune cookie. So you have to go through the challenge and then you get your fortune.
And then maybe even one out of every 20, is like you win a free bottle of hot sauce when you open it up.
Look at that.
Got a
I just
dude, that's awesome.
there you go. Now you got something on social media, which actually leads me to my next thing I was going to ask. How do you typically think like what do you try and prioritize with your company? Do you try and prioritize like your sauce really speaks for itself, the names for it of the sauces, or do you prefer that just the idea of community? Like I know a lot of people like businesses started capturing kind of social media's eye because they seemed like it was a benefit to kind of look towards that to get connections with people.
Uh, I don't know. I mean, more. I guess the community is a big part, but I don't know. That's kind of hard to. That's kind of hard to pin.
It's a tough question.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Hmm.
I'm kind of okay at this question thing. I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
you got this down.
mostly because I have ADHD, and I try and tell people like I don't think people always say like ADHD, it's all in your head. I'm like, it is. You know what it's like to walk down your steps, have like, oh, I'm going down the steps to use the bathroom or grab a drink, and then on the way down, you're literally looking towards your like railing, and you're like, I wonder what would happen if I fell from here. Imagine if I hit the TV. Imagine if that ceiling fan came down and hit me in the head. Or oh, what happens if I trip on myself? Like all these thoughts running into my head, and then as I get to the bottom, I'm like, what was I thinking about again? Why did I come down
Yeah,
here? Repeat the
your
process.
brain going a million miles an hour. That can be hard. I can understand that.
And I don't sleep either, so I'm up probably 20 hours a day. So my brain is really active a lot. I draw a lot of pictures.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
I really don't draw. That was a lie.
Okay, well, you should start drawing.
See, this is how the show goes. It goes
You might be
wherever.
good at it.
I'm probably not good at this podcast, but hey, let's see.
I think you're doing good.
Well, I mean, I really love like especially the community aspect, but that fortune cookie idea really kind of sticks hard. Have you ever thought about maybe dropping off promotional things around your neighborhood or kind of spreading the word out there? I mean, you say small crafted, and when I first stumbled upon your Instagram, like you've grown a bigger following as you've kind of since when I first initially kind of saw your thing. I think I reached out to you, and it's probably the same for everybody. You kind of looked at it like, who's this bot? Who's this thing?
Yeah. Yeah, I had no idea. I've never done anything like this too. But yeah, the Instagram, that's kind of blown up too because it's larger than my personal account now. And I think giving away all these contests that I'm doing, like I do every 250 followers, I do free hot sauce giveaway. And I'm gonna start doing some T-shirts and some merchandise and stuff. But
Can I
like
get
you
a
said, how do I?
coaster?
We could do that.
Nobody ever wants a coaster. Like I feel like everybody's like, I want a T-shirt. I want this. I'm like the guy in the back. Like, can I get a branded necklace? You're
Yeah,
like, what the fuck are you talking about? You want a branded necklace or a silly band? How about I don't know. How about a
a
tattoo?
snap bracelet from like the early '90s, one of those metal slap
Yeah.
bracelets.
Yeah, I
Get some of
like
those
that.
going.
Yeah, it pisses everybody off. Start clipping it to people. I tried to do that with handcuffs one time. I tried to just clip it onto somebody's arm and tie him to a pole. It didn't go out well at all.
Yeah, you could probably get arrested for that.
Probably, but let's, statute of limitations, my friend. Statute of limitations. It
Yeah.
was like 20 years ago. We'll be okay.
But how I did market it too is how I got into the two restaurants. Is that's all I did was bring free bottles to the owners, let them try it out, hand it out to the employees, see what they think, and then I didn't think I was going to hear back because I just get impatient and eager. I want to dive in head first and want to snowball quicker than it needs to. But heard back in a couple weeks, and they said they wanted a case, so that was pretty exciting for me to have a first, wholesale order is what I would consider that. But
Was it hard at first trying to get out there? I feel like a lot of people aren't really open to trying new things. Like we can hear so many times, like, "Hey man, try this or listen to this," and people are like, "I'll definitely give it a listen." And then like, "Did you listen to it?" "Oh, I haven't gotten around to it." I'm like, "Dude, it's been a month. Like you haven't gotten around to trying it or doing anything with it."
yeah, and that's what a lot of people say too. Is they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get that," and then you're waiting and watching your orders. You're like, "When are you gonna get it? When are you gonna get it? You haven't tried it yet. It's been months." Um, I don't know. That can be pretty frustrating, but you just have to be patient. And it's funny because some days you'll get no orders for a few days, and then you wake up, one weekend, and all of a sudden you get a couple $100, and you're like, "Oh shit! Now I got to make more sauce." That's the fun part of it for me is just kind of watching it spread its own word. People are sending it to their buying multiple bottles and sending it to like their friends and family.
It's like
And then I
watching a
like getting
baby grow. I mean,
yeah, it
I've
really
talked.
is.
That's what every entrepreneur or somebody says that starts something and watches it grow. I mean, when I first started this, I had like one person in Estonia listening to me, and then next thing I know, I got like it's turned into what it is now, where people really love it. I mean, the feedback I get from it's amazing, which that's really why I started doing it. Like, I just love to hear people talk about how much fun they had, and I'm like, when you get to see something grow like that, it really does feel like you're doing something. It's I think it's really, really positive when someone starts to go off on their own adventure. But we live in a world now where people don't ever really want to take a shot. It's hard to be without a paycheck. It's hard to try something new. I mean, how many times you go to the store and try something new? No, you probably stick to the same bland things all the time, besides getting the same hot sauce, but you know what you like. And
Yeah, people are afraid of failure, and that's one thing you can't be, especially if you want to be an entrepreneur and start out doing something small like this. Is not everybody's going to like the sauce too. So I know I'm going to get some bad feedback, and you can't take that to heart and let that put you down and say, okay, well, I'm done, just because you got the one a-hole who's like, oh, this needs more garlic.
how do you feel about people that give you bad feedback? Have you gotten any?
Very few, on just on little things, not really ever on the flavor, which has been nice, but just on like the labeling and saying you need a new logo, you got it. But those are the things that I got to cross down the road that I'm not putting up all this capital and doing this. I didn't ever plan on this, so the company's kind of just going as I don't know.
Well, you got to understand,
It's slow rolling.
people say stuff just to complain too. Like you'll get
That's
like
true. They want to just have something to bitch about.
800 positive reviews or something. Well, no one really creates a positive review unless you ask, or you're like, if you like it, leave us a review or something. Like if you go to TripAdvisor, every single hotel's like, there's
It's
all
horrible.
bad reviews. It's all like, this place sucked. I hate my life. I left my wife here. I don't really care for her. It's like, okay, man, like what the, like, I don't see how this is our problem, but thanks. And then it's like, we have a thing about us, like people just want to be like, oh, well, everybody else is agreeing, so I'm going to hit that dislike button. I'm going to do this. I'm just like, why don't you just like keep your opinion to yourself? I mean, if it's like, didn't we have a thing back in the day was like, if it's not nice, don't say anything at all. Like,
Yeah, people need to abide by that again.
yeah. Everybody's looking for something too to get a little bit of attention. Next thing you know, you click on their profile. You're telling me your grandma died for my sauce? What? And then you click on their profile and it's like, check out my YouTube. I'm gonna be big one day. It's like, all right, okay, thank you.
Yep.
And I didn't mean to kill your grandma. I don't know how my sauce did that. Maybe I shouldn't be having her eat hot sauce.
Yeah, stop pointing fingers.
When it comes to the worst thing you can put hot sauce on, what would you say that would be? I feel like ice cream is a really dumb one.
I've seen a lot of people doing that lately, though. It's funny you say that because that's what I've seen more and more of is people doing that because I'm in like 20 groups on Facebook, and that's becoming more common. It's hilarious.
See,
But for me,
I tried Olive Garden breadsticks and vanilla ice cream, and something about garlic and garlic and ice cream is really, really good. I have no idea why.
that's funny. I mean, that could be its own flavor. They got pistachio and all those salty ones, so why not?
Yeah. But what would you say the worst food would be?
Oof.
No pressure.
That sucker was pretty bad. I don't know if I'd do that again. Shoot.
I feel like if you put it on something that's like pickled would be pretty bad.
Yeah, because I even like peanut butter and jelly. Boom, I'd put fresh peppers on it. Probably not hot sauce, but
Are you serious? You put fresh peppers on PB&J?
Oh yeah, dude, jalapenos.
Okay, hold on a second. When you made your peanut butter sandwiches as a kid, how did you make your peanut butter and sandwiches?
Just like a normal kid. And then when I got weird,
I don't know what a normal kid is. I made mine with a steak knife, so you got to explain. I fucking shredded my bread, dude. I swear to you, I was an idiot when I was a kid, man. I put peanut butter on one side and jelly on the other side, and I put it together. My dad's like, why don't you just put the both on the same thing? I'm like, you can't do that. You got to wait.
Yeah, no, that's gross. You got to have one and one, smash that together.
He also mentioned, like, why the hell are you using a steak knife? Like, you're just shredding up your bread. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah,
we got nothing else clean around here.
Yeah, you're better off just tearing it with your hands, probably.
True.
But you can make little triangles.
So how'd you make it?
Just like when I was a kid.
Yeah, I could tell a lot about a man by the way they made their PB&J.
I pulled out my at the time it's probably Wonder Bread, and then slap on. We probably had two kinds. I was crunchy. Actually, my brother didn't even like peanut butter. He was a strange cat. I don't know how you don't
just
like
put
peanut
jelly
butter.
on his sandwich.
He was like the bologna kid. All he wanted was deli sandwiches.
What?
Yeah, every day I was like, I would switch it up, but I had to have my PB&Js. Have to.
Dude, I didn't understand the world and how it worked until two things really came into my mind. One, everybody wipes completely different. Two,
yeah, I didn't know that till I got married.
Yeah, the peanut butter. Like, I like how people put it on their sandwiches. Some people do the jelly and the peanut butter both with the same knife. I don't do that. I don't really like that.
No, and then they have that goober stuff out there. You seen that? It's peanut butter and jelly mixed in the same jar. Dude, I don't know who the hell thought of that. I thought it was the coolest thing ever when I was a kid. Now thinking of it, ugh.
peanut butter used to be like the biggest thing. Like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches were like a childhood thing. Now it's like bubble tea and Starbucks. It's like, what the hell happened? What
Yeah,
happened?
that boba tea or whatever that stuff is, that's taken over.
Well, I mean,
That and you got
peanut butter in general, dude. Like, I mean, I was never a fan of crunchy, but then I actually had it one time, and like just that crunchy factor, I like that. I enjoy that. But peanut butter and fluff, dude, my life completely changed for life.
That's what I was gonna say. That's when I got into the marshmallow game too. Is like probably around sixth grade, fifth grade, sixth grade. Got introduced to that stuff, and
You figured out that like you can toast it too and do it that way, and it's like having a grilled cheese, but instead of like the ham and cheese or whatever you want to put on the grilled cheese, it's just peanut butter and marshmallow fluff. You're like,
that's
change your
hilarious.
life and get it together, son.
And I remember we took it out of my friend's fridge, and it was just a little too thick, and we wanted it, a little more spreadable, so we put it in the microwave. Kind of forgot about it, and that shit blew up. The
Mm.
whole jar, it just looked like one giant marshmallow.
See, I mean, the world's changing really, really quickly, and it's like adapting and kind of evolving just the way we were going with social media and all these technology things that have never been here before. People are trying to create new recipes. People are getting new hobbies like yourself, or companies, or just passions in general, chasing down a line of heat. It's really, really hard to stay on top of it all because one thing's in the spotlight one minute, and then the next thing is something completely different.
Right. Yeah, you kind of have to follow the trends and stay up with the times and pattern. Because if you don't, then you're going to fall behind. Yet you might miss out on something that you're really good at. And then,
I mean,
you know,
even when you decided to break into those restaurants too, like you took a risk, you took a leap. So many companies, like nobody's going to order an off-brand sauce at a restaurant. I mean, even when you go to a restaurant, they start naming off soda brands, or they start naming off what they have to drink. Nobody ever really drinks high C unless you're like 4 years old. And you're just like, I'll take Coke. I'll take the main thing, the mainstream stuff. So when you go to a sauce place or whatever, would you like A1? Would you like this? Or would you like this off-brand sauce? And it's like, I'll take the main thing that I know tastes good. It's like, take the fucking risk, man. You know?
yeah, and that's why I love doing that. I hate always going with the generic stuff. I used to probably be that way, but now I cater more to the small businesses and more of the crafty things. I don't just go in there and ask, what's your special.
Well, even when you're marketing hot sauce too, like the name, you understand, says it all. Like people see that label on the bottle, something that really grabs their attention. It's the reason why people pick up new things. You see something, a bunch of people, you need something like when they're walking down the aisles or something, you need something that catches their eye. It's like, whoa, what is this? Why does it have a picture of a devil, a pitchfork, and it's stabbing a unicorn? I want to know what this is about. And they turn it over and they look and they see the ingredients and then they see the story behind it too. Do you craft out a personalized story for your sauces?
I haven't on the bottles yet. We're still working on the labels. I actually just make my own labels. I designed it myself from a template, and then I print them out from home, cut them from hand. So every label is hand cut, hand peeled, stuck on. But I have a graphic designer right now working on them. I want to have something, yeah, that's more of an eye grabber, because I know that's key. Is what it could taste is one thing, and that's people are going to find that out once they make the purchase. But getting them to make the purchase, you have to have some eye appeal. So I think once we get that done, that'll be a huge. And there's also other red tapes that I have to cross too. There's a lot of people don't know the legalities of having to do something like this, like the health department and all that. It's a beating.
Yeah, it probably
Like
takes
there's
months. It's like trying to get your car inspected to be able to drive it.
yeah,
It takes like a month process.
state of Texas, you have to send off each recipe. So, each one of my flavors, that's 5 flavors, that's $75 a bottle. You have to send off, let them test for bacteria, pH level, shelf life. I mean, there's a lot of things that people just think, oh yeah, I can just make this at home. Boom, start it up. And there's more scientific stuff to it, I guess.
I'm telling you, they could easily do it in like a week if they really like got to it. I feel like they just like it's gonna take 6 months, and then like the fifth month and the third week, they're like, all right, what's this one sauce sitting on the shelf over here? All right, let's try it out. Bam, oh, cool, there you go. Send it back to them. Tell them it's good.
Yep, we've already passed that anyway. Yeah, I strongly believe that too.
All right, I'm gonna challenge you to make a peanut butter that's spicy.
I want to do that, dude. I tried to do it like 5 years ago in a crock pot with sea salt and jalapenos, and it turned out to be a disaster. I had no idea what I was doing. Didn't do any research. I just wanted those flavors because, like I said, I'd been putting jalapenos on the PB&J. But also now what I've been doing is you got to try it. Do you have a 7-Eleven in Maryland?
Oh yeah, Slurpees are the shit. And then those $1 taquitos on the roller. I recommend those to anybody, especially when it's 3 o'clock in the morning and the guy's like, "Fuck it, you want one? You can have them all," and just tosses them at you.
Hell yeah. You got to go down the snack aisle, go to the nuts, and they have 7-Eleven's brand Ghost Pepper Peanuts. Dude, those little guys, they have some heat to them for $1.39 for a pretty good pack. I just buy all of them every time I'm there and I see them. I just take all 10, 12, whatever they have. The guy looks at me like I'm weird. But put creamy peanut butter and then sprinkle the ghost pepper peanuts on there. Boom. It's bomb.
Dude, all right. Imagine you take peanut butter. Have you ever tried the PB Fit? Like you add more water to it to get the consistency of what you want. You can make it like really chunky depending on how much water you add to it. But
Yeah.
if you could do that with peanut butter, like take a large amount of it and then take some cinnamon, maybe take a little bit of cayenne pepper, and you add maybe a couple peppers that like really kind of mashed up, maybe a little bit of, but just turn them into kind of like a paste a little bit, mix it with the peanut butter, then put it on a bagel, and then see if someone will try it. Like I feel like that'd be a really
I would
good
try it.
combination.
Hell yeah. People are doing cream cheese with hot sauce a lot too. I've seen that even with a couple of my flavors. They did the strawberry one and the original one. Just do big old fat layer of cream cheese and then hot sauce on top. I guess that's kind of like a spicy cheesecake.
Now, with all these things maybe that you've created so far, what's one creation that you really want to try and make? We talk about the peanut butter thing, sure, but what is one that you have on your mind right now that's like, I really want this to become the next sauce?
It's funny because that you mentioned it, but like a Caribbean one with really exotic tropical fruits. I've been trying to find like a good combination of weird fruits that you won't see on the back of other labels. Like I bought, I'm probably going to say them wrong, but I think they're called persimmons. I don't know if you've ever heard of those. Yeah, it's a fruit I'd never even seen when I was at Winco, so I had to buy a few of those. And then, so I'm buying fruit that I've never even tried before, like you getting dragon fruit and all the weird shaped
Star fruit and stuff.
Star fruit, yeah, all that weird stuff, and trying to just taste that and see what, just from my own palate, what I think would go good with it. So I do want to have like a Caribbean one with some exotic fruits that's up front, like.
I don't want to interrupt you here, but you just gave me the best ingredient that I feel like a lot of people use, but they don't use it in the right way.
Hit me with it.
We talked about banana. We talked about coconut. Pineapple, bro. Pineapple and blueberries. Are you shitting me? Like that's sweet.
Pineapple is pretty popular already, though. That's what's unfortunate is that's in a ton. They have a lot of pineapple. Like I already had. Oh, that was the other. I'm sorry, I didn't say it earlier. It's mango, ginger, pineapple. That's in the mild and wild.
But yeah, but see, nobody mixes it with like banana or coconut because no one even thinks about doing that. So you get to add that, but maybe a little bit of pineapple to where someone doesn't use it. I mean, I feel like the one thing, like if you're gonna make a sauce that is really, really strong and it really, really is not really for taste, you use fucking grapefruit. I don't know who eats grapefruit. I don't care how many calories it burns. That thing sucks.
Yeah, dude, I did that grapefruit diet for it was like 3 days or 5 days. I hate grapefruit. It was awful.
I feel my insides melting, and it's like I don't like this. It's very acidic.
Yeah, I get that tingle in the back of my jaw already just thinking about it.
Well, I mean, even adding something, I feel like what was always so interesting for me about like getting a Slurpee from 7-Eleven was the fact like, you can mix it up and you can change up the flavor combinations, but like you get to find out what's like weird. Those are the people that end up producing things and get creative when it comes to ideas for food and stuff. Like you're mixing Coke and pina colada. It's like, yeah, man, it's good, but nobody has a good tropical hot sauce. I feel like I had one that tasted a little bit like cheese. It was called Cheese Monkey or something that was made on Hot Ones at one point. And I want a sauce that's gonna hit me with a little bit of heat, but give me something where I feel like I'm sipping a Mai Tai on a beach somewhere.
Oh yeah, I mean that's what I'm envisioning is something that tropically, but with some spice too. I think that would just be killer.
Yeah, I feel like there's some options and there's some ideas. Definitely, we got to bat around, dude. I'm more than happy to shoot ideas with you, dude. I just love being a part of like the creative process. I'm just too lazy to make my own damn shit.
I want to make it for you.
All right. We'll shoot back ideas, but I know you got to run, man. I really appreciate you coming out and doing the podcast. First of all, I'm glad we could have this chat.
Absolutely. It was fun. This is a pleasure. I love doing this. This is you're a very conversational person.
I'm glad you don't like ketchup on your eggs. That's all I can say.
Yeah, no ketchup for me.
Well, I want to give you a minute here at the end to kind of promote your content too. Shout out your Instagram, everything, your website, so people can follow your awesome stuff.
Awesome. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's H2O sauce. How I get the name, obviously, my name is Justin Waters H2O. So it's Waters sauce. Instagram is H2O sauce TX. We're located here in Fort Worth, Texas. Facebook is just H2O sauce, and website is www.h2osauce.com. Our bottles are $8 a piece. If you use promo code 6PACK, and that's SIX-PACK at checkout. If you purchase 5, you get a 6 bottle for free. Love for you to try it out, and hopefully you guys enjoy our sauce.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Out of the Blank podcast, and stay tuned for our next episode.